Well, it's getting dark now. This camera's a low light one. If I spin over there, you can see somebody's got a torch on, so that tells you it's dark. Amazing number of mosquitoes and stuff on the water in the lens. I can see them. So it looks like evening, but it's nearly dark, so I'm going to put the floodlight on this camera. Well, you can't beat one of these. Custard cream. Scalding hot billy can of tea. And a bite would be nice. Shame I lost that fish, about £15. Wow, that's hot. Still, it's a lovely evening. Sort of. Well, I'm in the bivvy because there's loads of those no-see-ums out there, the tiny little ones that get in, and they're in here. I can see them, almost like dust, and they still. Oh, a nice spider! I hit my saucepan on the top. I forgot to put the saucepan up there, so I could do that for the rats. You don't want the rats coming in. It's waking everybody up. Yeah, so it's very quiet. I haven't heard a fish caught. I think I'm just going to lay here and hope one hooks itself, which is what it does, carp fishing, they just hook themselves. Not for this type of bolt rig fishing, which is fair enough, you know, it's an easy way of fishing. I'm just so annoyed I didn't bring my big boilies with me, because I've put a snowman rig on, which is two smaller boilies. Trying to make it big so the little fish don't tug at it, you know, the small 3 or 4 pound fish, if there's any in there. Don't be woken up by them. Oh, I've got to put my hoodie up. So it's sort of mozzie time. And I'll get back to you if I do hook a fish up. Fingers crossed I do. I wanted 3, I've lost one already. I knew the vibes were bad, you know, you just get bad vibes. Sometimes you just think, Graeme, just go home, it's not going to work. Right, talk to you guys later. I just got to pick up on the margin rod. I've lost 3 in a row. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. So hopefully this one's going to stay on. Thank the Lord for that. Holy Christ, I can't get it out of the water. I can read it. I've got to get my glasses, guys, I can't read it. $24.12, and that was a big fish. So if I can get you a picture. Lovely fish. What a cracker. $24.12. I've already got most of my boilies in him. Wow, I knew that's a big fish. Right in the margins. Well, it's been a bit of a disaster. I suddenly turned around with that one fish. Margin rod, which I didn't have great faith in. I've had, although having said that, about 5 to 6 liners, you know, 3-4 fast beeps and nothing. They're bumping around there. Now whether it's that same fish or not, who knows. Probably different fish moving in and out. So I've lost 3 others. Can't believe that, the worst I've ever done. All kiting round to the right. So I'm just in the land of Nod about 4 o'clock in the morning. Single toner. As you get with a margin rod, he's got nowhere else to go except straight out. Whereas distance fishing, it goes either side, you know, it can be a sort of slower beat. So that has really, really, really made up for a pretty crap session. I don't think I've gone till 4 in the morning without catching a fish here at Todber. It's got to happen though, guys, it's got to happen. So see if I can pick another one off. Won't be that size, that's for sure. But you know, nice mid double to finish off would be handy. Right, I'll try and do a bit of dozing. Well, other than that big one, an uneventful night. It's going to be a stunner of a day, which is possibly not good for catching a fish. I'm going to move on to another lake and see if I can squeeze another film out of one of the match lakes. So I think I'm done here. All the day ticket anglers turning up. I'm going to just have one last cast for an hour while I have breakfast and stuff. Changing the rigs to this sort of snowman-y thing. And just lob it straight out and see if I can't pick one fish off. You never know. Tired. Well, listen, that one last night more than made up for it. Well, not more than. I suppose I would have settled for 5 or 6 smaller ones. But it's nice to get one big one now and then. Bait's probably still on there. So I can dry that off and I will use that again. I've got one more made up bag here. Put a few spins in it, come back the other side, just missing the knot. That's it. Bit of jungle juice. That's a good bit. Yeah, the margin rod is just down there. I'm just going to leave that, I think. I might drop it out there. There we are. Lid on the magic juice. Actually, I could... I think the dog's run away. Just dip this one in and lob him back down there. I think their dog over there, from what I'm gathering, has just relieved itself in the bivvy, which has not kept the wife too happy. Of course, it could be worse. It could be number twos in the bivvy with a dog. Yes, she's not best happy. The poor old dog is now about as popular as a fart in a sleeping bag. Well, we've got about an hour or so, guys. I could go back to sleep, but I think it's brekkie. Stunner. I mean, look, it's still a beautiful day. It's one of the better summer days we've had, but obviously not the greatest for carp fishing on a hard fished, high stock water unless, I don't know where they go. I don't know whether they go right tight to the margins. Who knows? Because they're now going to get bombarded by the day ticket anglers as well. So, the youngster next to me has just got one of those bait boat things, motored out and dumped a load of bait in his line, not a million miles from where I'm fishing. So I feel it's that's the end of the day really for me. It is commercial, it is what happens. It's what people with bait boats do. It's, you know, put the bait where I can't cast. I certainly can't cast that right that tight, so fair play to them for using it, but it's just unfortunate with the curve of the bank being as it is. We're all fishing for the point of the island. I'm not onto the right of it purposely because the bloke down the road was kicking off and I threw some bait out and then he's 3 swims away. Who knows? It is fishing, so it's busy, it's busy. Right, let's have some breakfast. At least I can sit and watch the boat go in and out. Well people, I'm back in the car, all loaded up. Sorry that I couldn't catch any more fish, just the way it is. I've now come down to another lake just to finish on a match lake. God, it's busy down that one I was on now, it's just too much. So I packed up. The woman on the opposite bank, she's going for the Guinness Book of World Records for vape smoking. It's just clouds of it. In fact, I'm surprised that she's not going to get one of those aircraft fly over and bomb her with water trying to put her out. Anyway, I'm away from people now. I'm up on the Match Lake area here. Gonna give it a go. So, who knows what I'll catch? I'll let you know in another film. If not, I'll tack something on the end of this one. But thank goodness, that was as close as I've come to a full all-night blank down here at Todber. But what a beauty to catch. So I'm sort of happy. Well, can't not be happy with a fish that size. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors. Don't forget, if you don't hit the notification bell, you won't know when I put the midweek films up. We'll see you in the next one. Well folks, I'm up in the woods, Mike's woods. I've got Doggo with me, Jax. Mike's got some people coming. It's a horrible day. I'm really annoyed with today because I wanted to go fishing. I worked all week really hard, and I got, oh, Thursday, clear day, job's done, aggro gone. I'll go fishing. No, wind, rain. Oh, okay, what can I do? Oh, I'll go down to that tank museum. Phone up, lady says, don't bother coming, it's a rainy day, it's a kids' holidays, it will be rammed. So, to get away from people, best place is Mike's Woods. So here's my little helper, he's come to see the camera. I wonder if he knows that this stuff's in there. Now, I'm not going to have a fire, I'm not going to bother with a fire, but I bought the gas Primus thing with me. Do they call them Primus stoves now? And I'm going to go around the back here, and what I've got to do, I've got to try and clear this for Mike. All the broken stuff, chop it up and build the fence across there. They've got the sheep through there, all this. There's one for Doggo, and this will be eventually where Mike's going to be doing his woodland workshop type thing, forestry work, utilising the timber. So I'm aiming to clear this here, and he can make what he wants of it then. Look at it across there, it is absolutely drizzle, rain, grey, windy, and a lot of weeds. Best thing we did build was this. You can see all the logs. We've got another load to take back home, and then we're going to be splitting some more up ready for the winter. Doggo's at work already. He's into mouse territory. He can't help himself, he just can't help himself. It's like he's hooked on it. Come on, wear your paws out. Let's get the primer stuff sorted out. Bit of a mess as usual. Going to be using the very last of one of the bottles, so hopefully I'm going to get boiling water for soup. And I figure it's just lunchtime, I'm hungry anyway. He's always hungry, that one down there with the 4 legs. Get something to eat first, get it down her neck, and then I'm going to start around the back. They've got a big open air concert thing, I guess, that I can hear banging away in the distance. Now they heat up and we get some bacon in there. Now here's an old school tip, my gran used to do it all the time, both grans used to do it. When you got the rind there, which I'm not going to eat that, they used to put cuts in it like this. I don't see that being done nowadays. And that stops it curling up apparently. Well, we better find out, haven't we? Anybody else remember that? Putting splits in the edge of the bacon rind? Or does it let a bit more flavour out? But generally I remember back in the 50s that was done. 3 pieces, Graeme, that's not good. Yeah. Okay, so it's hot enough. I think Graeme was right here, don't you? Because look, by putting the splits in the rind there, they seem pretty flat, and you're cooking the meat evenly, rather than having them all curl up and not cooking properly. Notice all the white stuff that comes off when you get a sort of what I call a cheaper bacon. That stuff can't be good for you, I'm sure. We all eat it. Yeah, and loads of water comes out, so I'm going to drain some of that off. Well, the old cabin's doing pretty good. Gives us a good base to store stuff. And at the back we've got water, which is handy if we want to water any plants, because we planted some trees. And of course getting all the way up is another thing, but I need a good old tidy up and just make this a big area. Robin there, I haven't seen many robins this year. Strange. Yeah, we know what you're after. We do know. That belongs to my mother, so I guess that's over 50 years old. That plastic, and you can put eggs in there so you don't break them. I'm imagining the camping stores do them now. So quite handy, simple yet handy little piece of camping gear. Watch me drop the egg and break it. On goes what's left of the egg. There's a bit of TLC, basically scrambled, with a little bit of, or a lot of, ketchup. Folks, that's me done. And of course, I've no idea where these little pieces are left there. I don't know why they're left there. Do you? Is there anybody around that would probably like those? I don't know. I hate to waste things, you know. Oh, there's somebody licking their lips over here. I better just test whether they like it or not. I don't know. They might not like it. Oh, it appears they won't be wasting those bits of bacon. So what I do is even put the pan left over on the wood, so when I sit down, oh, it's lovely and warm. Right guys, get this food out of the way, and I'll put some soup on and then I'll start work around the back. So I've pulled up all the small ash ones. Look, to give you an idea, these are ash seedlings which are never going to grow. But if I run across a strimmer there, it just snaps them off and they keep coming up. So you have to go round, pull them all up first. Otherwise they get deeper and deeper roots, and then they snap the strimmer line. Oh, look. I just clear across here and then I can trim this down in a great big circle. That's a theory anyway. I'm getting soaked, but anything looks halfway reasonable I'm going to put over here, because you never know when he's building something what he's going to make. If you run away, that's a good one. That's a bit of one. Well, I'm pretty soaked, but as you can see, good job. All picked up all the dead sticks, all the dead stuff. Chopped a little gap through round to the back there so you can store around there. Keeps this a little bit clearer. Got a great view behind me, look here. And this is going to be his workshop area. That'd be a really cool place to camp down there, in that little light glade. So, back home with Doggo. Pretty tired. I've had to chop all the way through here, but it's made a much bigger area, and that's what it was like, you know, 18 inches tall. So good job done. Shut the windows, lock up, set the trail cams, and home for tea and cakes. And we'll find out what else I can find to interest you guys. All tidy at the front, Doggo's ready to go. I wouldn't mind, to be honest, a house. You won't see much, it'll branch out with a view like that across the field. I think most people would. So this area here is going to be his woodland workshop. So let's close up.
You went straight away, yeah, James. So this Tommy, they should have let him through and stop us. Can you do that again? Yes, we are. Oh yeah? Very good, thank you.
This one's not what it used to call a C15, is it?
No,
is it?
It's an M20.
This isn't Steve McQueen's jumping over the fence one. It looks too heavy, or is it?
He did that in a very, very modern, but like made to look old.
Oh really? Yeah.
Italy this year, a couple of guys.
It looks quite a heavy unit that one, so I wouldn't be jumping over anything.
I've had it in the air by about a foot.
Yeah.
Except with the back suspended, it's a bit.
Well, I had a badger at full tilt one night, and I went airborne then. And I went airborne in France. We were out in the bocage, and they were in front of me. There was another jeep in front of that, and I was just driving through this dust storm, and we ran through under an underpass, and there was a pit in the bottom, and I hit it, bang, and I went airborne then. I went, crap, that's hurt, that hurt.
All over.
Yeah.
That's literally jump your body, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
It was one of them, wasn't it? It was a bit.
I like this ammo. I like the ammo there. My grandson would like that ammo. Box full of sweets.
Yeah, that's a different way of having it.
Yeah, grab them a couple.
Sweets. See, they've got that ammo in there. Look what they got. That's what your grandfather loved.
Right, grab a couple, mate.
Yeah, that's right. That's you in the sub one.
Yeah.
Well, originally I was making
Oh, there's another guy, yeah. You see it?
Yeah, that's right.
And funny little
Good driving, Kate.
Yeah, I don't really mind, to be honest. Either. It's very rarely she overheats, but just once in a blue moon. Oh yeah, yeah. So this is Mabel. She was made in Dallas in 1952. She's a Ford GPW. Full military history. She came from Dallas, Texas over to Great Britain, made it over to North Africa. She served her time in North Africa, and then towards the end of the war she came back through West Africa when she joined the rebuild program for civilian use. 1952 she got rebuilt by the British Army, and then my friend, who was 17 at the time, adopted her from a local airbase actually up this way, and she is now 80 years old. So she's had her all the time, and she has genuinely done only 5,200 miles in all that time.
Good God, really?
So she is quite original. The engine's never been touched.
What size is the engine?
It's a 2.2 flathead.
When you say flathead, that would be, it's not a V, it's
No,
just
it's
it's
flathead,
four
and
cylinder.
it's also side valve, 4-cylinder. So you're running about 57 brake horsepower out of them.
Do these run on petrol or diesel?
Petrol.
All petrol.
All petrol, yes.
What you're carrying there looks like, is that a flare gun? And a...
That's a flare on my chest, a 1-inch flare, British flare. We're set up for like reconnaissance, so they would have used them for signalling the rest of the armoured group. I've got a Tommy gun in my hand. So the Tommy gun was issued quite early in the war from the Americans to the British. The British Army didn't really like submachine guns, but it was something we had to adapt to because obviously the German forces did. But they were really expensive, and as the war moved on, we ended up making the Sten gun.
Yeah. What would it be in that magazine, that one you've got there?
So that is .45.
What would you carry?
.45 round. And then we went to this one, the Sten gun. So the Sten gun is made by a toy company for, I think it's about 2 and 6pence. The difference with that one and this one, we can make 20 of these for the price of one of these.
Wow, really?
So there was a huge difference.
This reminds me of school kids comics I used to read, the one you got in your hand.
Yep.
Commando. It's
Yep,
what
that's
springs
it.
to mind is
That's
Commando.
it. But there was a big major difference with the Sten. Every single weapon within the British Army was Imperial. This one was actually metric, and it was 9mm parabellum round, so it took the same as the German pistol and also the German MP40, and that fitment is the same as the German MP40. So what they could do was get their magazine, put it into that one, and shoot them back with their own bullets.
That's good. That's so
But the other advantage is when we did the resistance work, we could drop that in, and we didn't have to resupply them every time, so we didn't have that risk of getting them captured.
How many bullets would be in that magazine?
So you're looking, they originally started off with about 30 rounds.
Oh,
but
quite a lot,
they
yeah.
kind of stopped them. They did put restrictors in them. I think it was about 26 they dropped down to.
Is that because they didn't want the spring to break? Somebody said they don't overfeed a magazine, the spring will break and then you're really stuffed.
Yeah, they're not that great at feeding. So when you got too much in there, it over tensions the spring and they tend to jam when they're full mag. So they kind of chopped a couple down just to make them fit into a better feed on them.
Is that lighter to carry than the other one? I imagine quite a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot lighter. It's just pressed steel, so they're a lot lighter.
And duration and reliability still quite good, or?
Reliability not that great. If you dropped them, it would go off. Obviously, as you can imagine, it's just a spring.
Yeah.
The thing with this one, it picks the bullet up. it puts it in the breech. It actually has got the same firing pin on it, so the second it's in the breech, it fires it straight away. So if it slips and it picks up the bullet, it is going to fire that at the same time. Yeah. So they were known to going off quite horribly if you did drop them.
And these ones, would they be the same ones that the circular cylinder magazine for, I'm going to call it Al Capone gangster type Thompson?
That's it. So they were made in, if I remember correctly, like 1928, I think they were. So pre-war. But like you said, they were known by mob gangsters and all the rest of it with a big drum mag.
Yes.
When they came to the British Army, they had the drum mags on them, but the British Army didn't like them. I don't know whether if it was a combat thing with a respirator and all the rest of it, but they preferred the straight magazines, so we went for the straight magazines on those, which takes them away from the old gangster looking thing.
Yeah.
That everyone recognises a Tommy gun.
Yes. And on the vehicle itself,
we've got a Brain gun. So the Brain gun was made in about 1930. It's seen action. It converted after the war to a 7.62 from a 303.
That's a standard NATO round now, isn't it?
Yes. So that went to NATO round. So the Mark IV was a NATO gun. That stayed in service until about 91. So that stayed in a long time. That was replaced by the GPMG eventually. Normally a two-man crew would run that one. And if they were really good, you could probably get a magazine change in about 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds.
Really? And what did that carry, that magazine being covered?
So that's a 30 round box mag. It's exactly the same round as the Lee Enfields. So as it works, your entire group would have the box mags in their pouches to supply their support weapon.
Yep.
So everybody will be supplying ammunition.
Everybody carrying a bit of ammo.
They'll already carry a bit of ammo. Maybe something like 6 box mags each out of the 2 of them, but then everyone else can supply them as well.
I see, yes, yeah. And then up on the gentleman's lead, is that 50?
That's a 50 cal, yeah. So that was made pre-war again. Still used to today. Obviously because of the 50 cal round, it's got a fair punch. So it was used for like light armoured vehicles, that sort of stuff. Knocking holes through walls if you had to.
Really?
Long range.
So even that would take an engine out on another vehicle?
Yes.
Yeah. We certainly got all the kit there.
We tried to.
And that would carry 1, 2, 3 people, or?
You'd probably squeeze 4 in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've seen them plenty of times. Them sat on the wings, sat on the bonnet, sat on anywhere they could get a butt. So gone.
And you would be out, if you're on a patrol, how long roughly? You'd have to be self-sufficient in a way, food, water, MREs and stuff?
Yeah, so as like I said, we tried to set ourselves as a reconnaissance group today. So we would have been on the front probing for the rest of the armoured corps coming through, finding the right way. So we would have been on the front line alone, so to speak.
So you could be out several days sometimes?
Probably, yeah. But a lot of the way the war worked then, you had the front line and not far behind it you had the support. So it's a bit different to nowadays where they get let off.
It's distance, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything was pushed up and followed with supplies. You would have temporary supplies for where you were, and then you would hope within 24, 48 hours the line would catch you up.
And you got your own signal radio and everything there?
Yeah, we got the wireless 18 set. That's probably one of the first backpack radios. If you put the copper tubes on top, the aerials, you'd be lucky to get probably about 4-mile range out of it.
Oh, that's all, really?
Yes.
Goodness me.
It's quite uncomfortable, it's quite weighty, but it's a nice little talking piece, that one. Used quite a lot for infantry. You'll see them a lot in airborne. You did see them in the film Bridge Too Far, but yeah, good little piece.
And you carry what? Another 10 gallons of fuel there? Is it 10 in each of those, or 5-gallon cans, or the jerry cans?
Yeah, about that sort. I mean, normally I just fill the 1 jerry can up and the one under the seat. The rest are for look for this, but because obviously we're not long ranging as such. But yeah.
And what would you get on a tank mileage wise with these? You know, because you're over rough terrain all the time, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it's around about 200 miles.
Oh, still some. Oh no, it's all good distance.
Normally, if it fills up, empties, I just fill it up.
Yeah.
So I would say, probably about 200 miles.
Good, isn't it? So if it's raining, you're going to get very wet.
Oh, to make sure it's
Well, thanks for watching those 3 segments of that little film for you. Hopefully it passed a bit of time, got a bit of fishing, really good army talk, wasn't it? That guy certainly knew his stuff, that's for sure. We'll see you in the next one, and don't forget, by the way, to go and check out TA Outdoors on Mike's channel, and he's got another, I think it's sort of a vlog, a video log channel called Life of Mike. Might be something else to watch for you there. We'll see you in the next one. Meanwhile, I'm back over there editing.